What's up, sports bettors? You can see lines are on the move, lines moving towards the Jazz on Barstool. They just moved to minus 560, as you can see here on the screen. And what I'm going to be sharing with you are a few plays on Underdog Fantasy. Okay, so this is a competitor to PrizePicks, right? So I've given out plays, I give out plays on both platforms. But one of the reasons, we started to give out more plays on Underdog is they have more opportunity. And the main reason for that is they offer better payouts than PrizePicks. So what I mean by that is if you select, any 3-pick entry as an example on PrizePicks, what you're going to see is you're betting 20 to win 100 in a power play. But if you go over to Underdog, what you're going to notice is any 3 picks we select. So you can see they have tons of different things you can bet on the site. You're betting 20 to win 120. So they offer higher payouts, right? Which means you're getting better implied odds. They're juicing their markets less. So we've gone through the math tons of times, but when you're playing on Underdog Fantasy, you're essentially playing at minus 122 juice. So all of these plays, you should assume that you're betting at minus 122 juice, right? Any 3 picks you select. So as an example, one of the first plays I went with is Kelly Olynyk under 1.5 made threes. Why do we like it? Well, we can get it on Underdog Fantasy, right? So what OddsJam does is it's pretty simple. And again, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. OddsJam is updating millions of odds, pointing out line movements to you, pointing out value bets to you, arbitrage bets, middle bets, right? OddsJam tries to make this data actionable. It's not possible to literally scan through all this crap manually and find sharp bets. You're not going to do it, right? The market's always moving too. I say that all the time. Sportsbooks are moving around odds. Weather changes in the NFL. It's going to be more windy. They're going to be rushing more. Rushing props have to change. So lines are always moving. The market's very dynamic. And the way you're going to find sharp bets is not manually scanning sportsbooks for opportunities. The way you find it is by following the line movements and making data actionable. So lines started to move in the Pistons-Jazz game. I'm not sure what ended up happening, but what you'll notice is we're able to get, minus 122 odds, implied odds, on Olynyk under 1.5 made threes. So this is the price you're getting for a 3-pick or 5-pick entry on Underdog, right? So you'll notice you'll never almost see me, and I ride with you guys on all these plays, you'll never see me playing 2-pick entries, 4-pick entries for the most part on Underdog Fantasy. Rarely. I shouldn't say never, because sometimes there's promotions and stuff like that. For the most part, it's going to be 3 picks, and then some 5 picks if we're able to find 5 great picks. So this is the first play I went with. All the bookies, for the most part, Pinnacle has this juice to minus 202. Bet Online minus 152. So the market disagrees a little, right? But you can see overall, most sportsbooks, if you take like a market consensus, they have the under 1.5 for Olynyk juiced to like minus 185, we can say on average. We put more weight in Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world. Also Bet Online, another very sharp offshore sportsbook. Minus 122 looks incredible to both of those. And I say this all the time, but as a sharp bettor, people are like, why can you make money sports betting? The reason is because all these bookies have different odds, and most bets on Underdog Fantasy, right? Most of these plays are not profitable, right? Looking through, most of these aren't profitable. You're looking for those rare few betting opportunities like this Olynyk play where you actually have an edge, right? Where you're finding a play where the sportsbooks are juicing something 2 to 1, right? Pinnacle has this as a 2 to 1 favorite to go under, and you're able to get it in your Underdog Fantasy entry. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's the first play I went with. Next play I went with, Jordan Clarkson, over 3.5 rebounds. Look at this. All the bookies juicing it. Again, you're never going to get a perfect answer as to what the line should be. You got to think like a day trader, like an investor. You got to move quick. You got to look at all the data and try to see, is this bet beating the VIG? And it should be pretty clear. And this one is a no-brainer. Pinnacle minus 177, Hard Rock minus 170, Bovada minus 165. This play looks incredible to all 3. Betway minus 125. So no, it doesn't look good, right? Bet Online minus 145 looks great. Bet US, minus 140, looks pretty good, right? So you look through, and it's like, yeah, overall this play looks incredible at minus 122 odds. That's the second play I went with, right? So the final play I went with, so you could go with Stevenson, but I already gave out that prop, is here's a hockey prop. You know, I say this all the time. This isn't just NBA specific. A lot of people will ask me, do you bet on soccer? Yeah, I bet on soccer. Do you bet on tennis? Yeah, I bet on tennis. As an investor, you follow the value, right? If the cannabis markets get hot, investors focus, traders focus on the cannabis markets. If there's value in hockey props, we focus on hockey props, right? So I hit this prop, but hockey gives you a max of 250, right? Clear value on the under here, following value, right? You're not going to outsmart the sportsbook, so let the sportsbooks outsmart each other, you know? Ruthlessly compare lines. Every sportsbook is an independent data point of where the line should be set. Let them ruthlessly go to war with each other, right? And you find the value. You could also play this on PrizePicks. And then you got Ingram, over 1.5 threes, lower profit margin. Again, I typically sort OddsJam, see the highest profit margin plays first. So I have Underdog Fantasy sorting to see the highest profit margin plays. Let's frickin' go, okay? So here we can see the hockey one. And then we have an absolute banger right there, right? So let's get it.